I love it when glam and geek come together. Better roll for initiative, bitch. Was that too much? I can never tell. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, I don't know how you found me, but welcome. I hope you'll stick around, hit that subscribe button. My name is Janessa, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we are going to be doing another trip to the Thunderdome, but these palettes have some skills that other palettes might not have. We are going to be ranking Fantasy Cosmetica and their fantasy D&D TTRPG themed eyeshadow palettes. I've got 10 of them here. We are going to get into it right now. Yes, we are here to rank Fantasy Cosmetica. They do fabulous fantasy-inspired eyeshadow palettes. There are 9 of them that are based on different classes in your traditional tabletop role-playing game. You know the one I'm talking about. And then I have one other that is just a themed eyeshadow palette that fits right in with the collection. And we are going to go ahead and rank them. Now, this one, like so many that I've been doing lately, I've gotten better about filtering my shopping a little bit. I don't buy crap the way that I used to. I don't try as many new brands. There are some great brands out there that I have probably missed out on, but I don't try as many new brands. And so I generally really like the brands that I shop from. So this, like so many of my other Thunderdomes, is so much about preference. What do I like? What do I want from an eyeshadow palette? That's what we're talking about in this video. So you don't have to get sad. You don't have to get butthurt if your favorite is in my number 10 spot. Maybe you have one of the other palettes that I don't even have in this list. I only have 10. Only have 10. That's when you know a bitch has a problem with some makeup shopping, when she only has 10 from a brand. But I have 10, and we are going to get into them right now with number 10. Number 10 is the Bard palette. Now, I know I haven't had a chance to play a horny bard. I know everybody laughs about the horny bard. It's such a trope, it's such a stereotype. This one, it's not that I don't like the class. The reason why this one is in the last place is just that it's a little bit jumbled. This is beautiful. These shades are gorgeous, but it's less of a color story, or maybe it's just that it's less of a color story that appeals to me. I don't do 2 shadow looks. I don't do 1 shadow looks. I don't do 3 shadow looks. I use like 6 shadows at a time. And so figuring out how to create a coherent, cohesive look from this is a little bit tricky. And once we start talking about multiple looks, I really have to think about, okay, clearly I like blending pink and green, so we could do a little pink with a little bit of green. It's just hard to figure out how to make this because there's only 9 pans. Beautiful. These shades are gorgeous. I do love them, but it's just not a color story that speaks to me. So the Bard had to go in last place. Please don't cast silvery barbs on me. Things are hard enough as it is. In the number 9 spot, we have the Rogue palette, the Sneaky Rogue. I love this palette, and there are some beautiful shades in here, but it's just not exactly what I want. Clearly, there are some beautiful shades in here. These 3 shimmers are stunning. These 3 shimmers are so impressive, so beautiful. I mean, come on. Look at how beautiful all 4 of those shimmers are. They are so gorgeous. For me, what's a little bit less suited to my tastes are the mattes. The mattes, Fantasy Cosmetica does beautiful mattes, and I love the quality. I love the pigmentation. I love the blendability. But these shades together are a little bit confusing for me, and overall the mattes are a little bit more muted, which works with these beautiful shimmers, but it's not the kind of look that I do. Obviously, I want an impactful shimmer, but I also want a lot of color. I want a lot of saturation in my mattes. And so this is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. As I've said before, this list is going to be so much about preference, but the Rogue is just a little bit less suited to me. I need a little bit more color, a little bit more saturation. I also need like one medium matte. I need at least one. I love a good gradient from light to dark. And I don't need a ton of options for that, but we've got a couple light shades and we've got some deep shades, but we don't really have a medium shade. And that's what I really need in here to help tie this all together. So this had to be a number 9. In the number 8 spot,
everybody was kung fu fighting.
It's the Monk palette. This palette, now Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. I think that she put this as like one of her top palettes. I don't remember if it came out last year or if it was just like her half year ranking. I don't remember when it came out. I'm a little bit slow. I don't pick up Fantasy Cosmetica on launch. I usually wait until there's 2 or 3 that I know that I want, or if there's a sale. I got a bunch of stuff when they said that there was a limited number of some palettes available and they might sell out. So I just pick it up when I can. It's not something that I'm necessarily haunting a launch. So I don't remember when she ranked that, but this was one of Angelica Nyqvist's favorite palettes. Now I do love this, and the shimmers again are beautiful. All 4 of these shimmers are absolutely gorgeous. Even this kind of bronzy brown one, it's hard to get me excited about a brown or a bronze shade, but all of these are really gorgeous. It's just that this is one of the more neutral ones. I do like that it's yellow. I like there's a little bit of orange through here, but this is not something I'm going to reach for all the time. I'm much more cool, murky. I love some greens. I love some purples. I love some pinks. So this is just never going to be at the top of my list. I do really love this. And I'm actually kind of surprised that this one ended up lower than another neutral palette we're going to talk a little bit later. But that one just does something different for me that this one doesn't do. This one does some basic, beautiful, neutral, orangey, yellow, brown kind of looks, which is gorgeous, but not ever going to be my go-to. Sorry. In the number 7 spot, you're a wizard, huh? We don't talk about that turfy bitch on this channel. I'm so sorry, but not sorry. The Wizard palette. This is a beautiful palette. I love this artwork. All of their artwork on the cover of these palettes. Can we talk about how stunning it is and how it's this beautiful, just black outline of whatever the character is, and then this beautiful, almost stained glass look, and then inside. This beautiful collection of blues. I love this. I think that these 2 like buttercream shades, a shimmer and a matte, I think is genius with this color story. I love blues with a pale yellow. I think if you go yellow, it can very easily turn green. Not that I hate that. Clearly, I love a green look too, but I love these blues. The only thing is that this row for me feels a little samey. I think when you actually play with them, they're not quite. This one is definitely lighter than this one. Again, I want a little bit more medium. This one is kind of like a mid-tone shade, but it's very light and very dark. I just need a little bit more in the middle besides this one shade here. And this is a shimmer, so you don't have any mattes that are really medium. And I just love this. I love blue. I love blue with this kind of yellow, but I need a little bit more to make it all work. I need a little bit more coherence. I need more than just what this gives me. This row kind of knocks it down a little bit for me. They're still fantastic. Again, I can't stress this enough. All of the palettes to me have felt the same. They've looked the same. They swatch beautifully. They apply beautifully. They blend beautifully. But just in terms of color stories for my preference, this one, I just need a little bit more to get there. In the number 6 spot,
we are young, heartache to heartache we stand. No promises, no demands. Love is a battlefield.
And if you remember that song from when it came out, you should take your Boniva. This is the Fighter palette, another neutral palette. This is the one I mentioned earlier that I said was going to be a little bit higher up. That's the Fighter palette. Now, this is a very neutral, kind of smoky color story. And there are 5 shimmers, the middle, all the way. It's the 4 corners that are the mattes. And this one doesn't have as much variety, like deep to mid to light. But I love this for a beautiful smoky look. And these shimmers all have really interesting shifts to them. Those shimmers are so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. They are so metallic, which is so perfect for the fighter and their great weapon mastery and all of that. And this bottom one is called Might, and it's like a navy blue with like orangey, copper, gold, and even a little bit of purple. I love it. This reminds me of, not that it's exactly the same color, but the concept. If you remember KVD Beauty, I don't know if they still have this shade, but they had a bullet lipstick in the shade Poe that was a deep, deep navy, but had red glitter. This would be a perfect complement to that, doing an eye look, like a smoky eye look with this shimmer, and then doing that, maybe adding a little bit of red to the look as well. Gorgeous. So I love the Fighter palette. This one was just a more interesting neutrals for me. This one had a lot more options. It was very smoky, very stone colored, like a very muted mustard. I just really liked the way that it presented those interesting neutral colors, and it didn't feel like something that I've seen a bunch of times. The Monk palette is beautiful, and some of those shimmers seem really unique, but like in terms of the mattes and in terms of the collections of colors, it felt very familiar. This feels fresh and new, but it's still neutral, so it couldn't crack the top 5. All right, let's get into the top 5. Now, this one may surprise you. In the number 5 spot, the Ranger palette, one of our 2 palettes that's got very greeny greens. I love this palette, and I did play with this palette on a live with my friend Dion. If I can find it, I'll link it for you right here. We had a good time. This is over on her channel. If you're not already subscribed to her, why? And this is a lot of fun. I love to pair red, orange, these kind of bricky shades with these like emerald greens, and like this green, stunning. This green, stunning. This green shimmer. And then this kind of orangey red that's got green, shifty glitter in it. Gorgeous. I love this. I love combining those colors together. This is a little bit lower because, again, with this one, because I used so many shadows at one time, I feel like I'm going to get the same look because I have to blend this in a certain way to make sure red and green are opposite each other on the color wheel. And so it can come out kind of muddy. And these are kind of orange leaning, but still, it can get a little muddy very easily if you try to blend too much. So I feel a little bit trapped by this one, but I love the greens, these shimmers. Fantasy Cosmetica has some of the best. If you want like duochromy, multichromy shimmers that are beginner friendly, so not Cleona, where it's like you turn and you get the entire rainbow just about in some of those shades. This is a little bit more approachable. This is easy to start. Absolutely love this. I love this combo, but I do feel a little bit more boxed in than I do with some of my later choices. In the number 4 spot again, don't shoot the messenger because they've just turned into an owl bear. The Druid palette, the green palette in number 4. I know. Who is she? I don't even know her. I mean, obviously the green palette was going to be in my top 5. We knew that. I was really going back and forth between this one and the Ranger for 4 and 5, because if you look at this one is actually not very green. It is green, but I think the green packaging, it's only like half green, and the greens are very specific. This deep like forest green, and then this mossy green, and then kind of a mossy green gold shimmer. There's a lot of reddish brown in here. I do love reddish brown. If I'm going to combine greens with browns, I love a neutral brown. I love a cool brown, but sometimes like a red brown gives a really sultry kind of look. I do like this. And that's, I think, what eventually pushed it above the other one, is because I feel like with brown, I can be a little bit more sultry, a little bit more mixy matchy than I can with like an orangey red, where there's much more danger of it just turning into kind of a brown muddy mess. So that's what pushed this above that one, is that the browns in here are beautiful. I love them with these greens. This shimmer shut the front door. I love it. But this one had to be number 4. So if this one's number 4, the green didn't even crack the top 3. What is left? Do you remember? Do you know? Give a guess down below. Now that you've seen that the green palette is in number 4, what do you think is going to be number 1? In the number 3 spot. Now, it would have been easy to give this the number 1 spot, but I thought that's not really fair because the Harvest of Souls palette is so much bigger than the others. So all of the class palettes are 9-pan palettes. This one is a 16, so it's got an automatic advantage. And I love this because it's got some murky greens, it's got some purples, it's got this cranberry, it's got these kind of swampy yellowy browns, it's got some blues, all of these colors. And because there's so many, I feel like there's so many different kinds of looks that I could do here. I love this sort of like, there you're kind of getting it. It's almost like a highlighter yellow. I mean, this is a little bit lighter, but very similar to that very neon green in like the Ocean Jewels palette from Bella Beauté Bar. It's very similar to that. But I love these. I love this dark, evil kind of color combination. But I was like, it's not really fair to just automatically pop it up to number 1. And there were a couple of the palettes that are 9-pans, but that I think I like them even better than this. So this one is gorgeous. I've done a couple really beautiful looks that I have loved with this. Once I kind of handicapped the score a little bit, like you do in golf or whatever, me trying to do a sports metaphor, I figured she's number 3, but there's a couple that I think I like even better. In the number 2 spot, and not only is this one of my favorite color stories, it's also my favorite class to play in D&D. The Sorcerer palette. I love a sorcerer. I love a magic user. I love to boom boom pow from far away. I love to be able to sling some spells. I'm here for it. And what I love about this, if you look at the cover,
Pink, it's my favorite crayon.
this combines some beautiful, hot, vibrant pinks with these beautiful purples, these plummy purples, this gorgeous green blue. It looks very, when I look at it from the side, it's like electric green, like not a lime green, but like a blue based. Oh, just like a gorgeous green. I'll have to put a picture because I can't even describe the color I see, but it's so lovely. But it's kind of blue from the front, and these other blues. This has a green shift to it. I love this. Green and purple and pink is one of my favorite signature combinations. I love when there's a blue option to work in there. These shimmers, absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Same performance as all the other palettes, but this color story just speaks to me so much. I love this, but it's not number 1. Shall we take a peek? And in the number 1 spot, we have the Warlock palette. I love this palette. I think that this is gorgeous. I think this color story is beautiful. I think it's amazing. And I think it's a very scaled down, concise, slightly more vibrant version of the Harvest of Souls. I think that this is taking the best of what we want from the Harvest of Souls and melting it down to this beautiful 9-pan palette. I think this is gorgeous. I think the 2 palettes pair beautifully. Harvest of Souls is a little bit more muted in general. I mean, not that neon green shade that shows up white on camera, but a little bit more muted, a little bit softer. So to combine that with the slightly more saturated colors in the Warlock palette, these two palettes together give you every dark, sinister, smoky, evil magic sort of look that you could ever want. These are so gorgeous together. So this one, I was like, I even kind of think of this as a companion palette to this palette. That's another reason why this one ended up in number 1 and this one ended up in number 3. And those hot pinks had to just wiggle on right in the middle and make a little sandwich. But I love these. I love these together. I think they are gorgeous. And absolutely, the Warlock palette is my number 1 palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. What do you think? Were you expecting that? Were you expecting that number 1? Did you guess it? Did you let me know down in the comments below that that's what it was? I love it. I love Fantasy Cosmetica. Now, of the like 10 main classes, we still don't have a Barbarian palette, so I hope at some point we see that. I would love an Artificer palette. I wonder what they would do for that. If they do an Artificer palette and don't have like the best silver metallic, as Teresa is Dead would say, Tin Man Dick silver, if they don't have that in an Artificer palette with like a slimy green, then what are we even doing here? What are we doing here? But I'm excited to see if they come up with a Barbarian, an Artificer, if there's other classes, other things that are a little bit more niche. Let me know down below what you would love to see in these 9-pan palettes. Now, there are some other bigger palettes that are beautiful. I just haven't picked them up. Cradled in Ice has certainly tempted me on more than one occasion. They have that kind of autumn palette that I think would pair beautifully with Druid and Ranger and kind of fill out those color stories. Let me know down below, what is your favorite? What did you think of this ranking? And let me know how I did. That is the video. While you are down there leaving me that comment, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this video. Tell me you liked it. Tell me you thought it was a good time. You thought I was right on the money with my ranking. Or if you are like, girl, I am a Monk fan all day long. I love me a horny bard. Then go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It doesn't matter. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the Champagne Dreamers. And you know what? Hit that bell icon so you'll be notified every time I do an upload. I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video a week. And sometimes, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, cosmetica-rific! If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I love these trips to the Thunderdome. I don't know that there's very many left unless I discover some new brand that I have to have all of it. Let me know if you'd like to see some Odin's Eye in the comments. I've got a lot of Odin's Eye. We could do that. Yeah, let me know if there's any other brands you'd like to see if you're wondering about, and I could see if maybe I've got some ideas. But I love and appreciate all of you whenever you stop by. And until I see you again, bye. All right, nerds, let's remix this business. And so figuring out how to create a cohesive arc, and I just need a little bit more kind of in the middle, in the number 6 spot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. What?